Carson-Newman head men's basketball coach Chuck Benson. Chuck, you're on to Greenville for the first time in your tenure as Carson-Newman head coach. Had to withstand tenacious LR rally. How'd you hold on late?
I thought our defense overall the second half was sound. I'm not really got a chance to look at this thing very closely, but we really wanted to key on McClure and Dillingham. Dillingham was averaging 30 last week. He's fourth in our league in scoring. We held him below his average by 6 points. We held McClure under his average by 4 points. I thought our defense and our rebounding was the key. Our rebounding, I thought, was critically big today.
You talk about rebounding. You've been out-rebounded by roughly 30 over the past 4 games when you went on or lost 3 of 4 late. Today you out-rebound a sound rebounding team by 4, including crashing on the offensive glass when you were shooting poorly. How'd you get on the boards?
Made a huge emphasis of it. Explained to the guys what was at stake. You know, and in tournament play, you have to defend, you have to rebound, and they bought into that, and I thought they did a really, really solid job on both fronts.
You move on to face LMU in the semifinals on Saturday, but it seemed like Ish Sanders and Antoine Davis started to get back into their typical groove. You'd said that you'd seen the same things from them in practice throughout. Was this just them finally breaking through a little bit? Still not their best games, but
right.
Much better.
Well, you got to credit to Little Ryan. They're a great defensive team. They had a plan. They really tried to get into those guys and make it tough. But I'll be honest with you, I thought the difference in the game was Marcellus Perez, a senior. He's not ready for this season to be over. He wants to make a run in this championship if possible. And without Marcellus tonight, I don't think we'll win this game. I thought he was that critical as an inspiration and as a catalyst, especially in that first half, for us to create some offense with our defense. And just he sort of rallied the troops. So I give a lot of credit to Marcellus. Told that to the team in the locker room after the game that if we had a game ball award, he's the recipient.
8.6 assists for him, including the free throws late to.
Yeah, but there's not a stat line for the emotion and just a fight in the wheel. If it was there, he that part of it, he really was big. But you don't see that on there, so it's sort of deceiving.
22-2 run over a 12-minute span from the first half to the second half for you. Blew the doors off what was a 7-point deficit, turned it into a 15-point lead. How'd you accomplish that?
We told our guys that we were going to be able to score more points. The irony of this whole thing, the number that we had averaged in the 3 losses closing down the season was 58 points. Well, tonight we score 58 points again, but ironically we were able to step it up in some other areas. And that defense and rebounding was critical in that, So the kids really tried to go with the game plan, and I thought we I've not seen the tape yet, but just my initial impressions are we really did a great job of executing that game plan.
Is there a sense of you've got the monkey off your back making it to the semifinals?
Well, we're happy for that. We don't put any greater point of emphasis on that game than we did this game or a game in at any point this year. Our guys wanted to advance. They wanted to continue to play. I think our seniors in particular really want to continue to play. And so I'm glad we're getting a chance to do that. We're excited. I don't know what's happening in the Lincoln Memorial Tusculum game.
LMU won by roughly 30, okay. 82-50.
Well, we've played them twice this year. They've beaten us twice. It'll be exciting to get a chance to play them again. They're an outstanding team, one of the best in the country, and hopefully we'll be ready to really compete and have a good showing Saturday.
How about the crowd tonight?
Well, outstanding. I don't know that's as good a student turnout as we've had. I think a lot of credit goes to our administration. Alan Morgan, in particular, really led a charge. But we had an outstanding turnout. Our kids, at the end of that game, told as many people as they could, thank you for being here. But they were rowdy. They gave us a distinct home court advantage, and it was as strong as, maybe the strongest I've seen this season.
Do you think I know you're not exactly the person to ask. R.J. McClure, again, we talked about it, 2 for 10, 2 for 7. They were booing him every time he touched the basketball. Do you think they got in his head a little bit?
It had to. I think that played a part. But the greater point was just that our kids gave him no free looks. We were so cognizant of where he was at all times. And, the credit goes back to the players for executing that scouting report as well as they did.
Chuck, pleasure as always. Congrats on the victory.
Great. Thanks, Adam.
Carson-Newman head men's basketball coach Chuck Benson.